Gaming's a weird place right now. On one side you've got indie games, charming, creative, and built with actual love. On the other, we've got these big budget AAA titles that feel like they're designed by committees of robots who've never played a video game in their lives. And somehow, despite their tiny budgets, indie games are just destroying AAA games. It's like watching a street magician outclass a Vegas show with nothing but a deck of cards and pure talent. Now here's why. Creativity. Indie games are overflowing with it. These developers, they aren't worried about pleasing shareholders or hitting targets. They're just making stuff they care about. And it shows. Take the Untitled Goose game. Who even thinks of this? Let's make a game where you're a goose and your whole mission is to piss off the entire town. And it's genius. Or Celeste. It's not just a platformer, it's a deep, emotional journey about battling your own demons. Every jump, every failure, every retry, it means something. Meanwhile, AAA games are over here saying, "Here's your yearly installment of the gritty guy with a gun." Trademark. You liked it last year, so you probably like it again, right? No, we don't. It's the same formula every single time. Big open world maps, climb a tower, fight some of the repetitive enemies, or collect 500 shiny things scattered across the map for no fucking reason. Roll credits. Oh, and don't even get me started on DLC. If you want every single DLC in The Sims, it will cost you $1,235 US. What the fuck? Indie games? They're the exact opposite. They surprise you, they innovate. You never know what you're going to get, and that's what makes them so damn exciting. The people behind these games, absolute legends. Indie devs are out here pouring their souls into these projects. Most of the time, it's one person or a small team working insane hours because they love what they're doing. Eric Barone, the guy behind Stardew Valley, spent years crafting a farming sim that's basically therapy in a pixel form. He didn't just make a game, he made a whole damn community. Compare that to AAA, where indie games are meals cooked with care, and these fucking AAA games are just cranking out burgers like, "Hey, here's your fucking fast food." But these motherfuckers are cooking steak, medium rare, well done, how you want it. They make it so the community loves it. They're not trying to get 100,000 of players. They're trying to get a small audience or a big audience that loves their projects and won't stop playing and making fan art and loving the game. The people behind these games are absolute legends. Let's not even get started on the state of AAA launches. These companies are sitting on budgets bigger than some countries, and they still can't release a working game. Remember Cyberpunk 2077? It was hyped up as the future of gaming, and what did we get? Glitches, cars flying, characters melting into the ground, and NPCs that look like The Sims from 2004. And that's not even rare. Fallout 76 was a goddamn dumpster fire. Anthem barely worked. Even big names like Assassin's Creed Unity launched so broken it was a goddamn meme factory. Day one patches, they've become a standard, and it's honestly insulting. Indie games, they don't have a safety net. They have to launch ready, and usually they do. Now let's talk about money, because oh boy, AAA games love draining your fucking wallet. Let me break it down for you. $70 for the base game. Sure, whatever, it's 2024, fine. But then they want another 40 for the season pass. Aha, okay, alright, well, I really like this company, I really like this game, you know what, fine, I'll pay this and I'll probably have to pay it next year again. And then $10 for skins or weapons, or sometimes $30 for skins and weapons. Or literally anything that should have been in the game from the start. Or just at least unlockable, or that you need to grind for it. But no. It's actually such a massive problem that when you boot up these games, the first thing you see is new DLC, or buy this new package, or thank you for purchasing this edition. It will definitely help us out improving our anti-cheat and our bullshit, and definitely not that rank play just released for Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and the #1 player is a fucking cheater. What the fuck? I don't understand how this is legal at any point. I don't understand how these AAA companies aren't like, alright, fine, we'll invest a little bit of money just to have our player base, or are fucking idiots. Have a little bit of fun. They don't give a shit about you, not even a little bit. It honestly just hurts seeing probably your favorite company that back in the day made amazing games and now is just flaming your ass. They don't give a fuck about you. All they care about is your goddamn wallet and your credit card. It sometimes really hurts. But meanwhile, indie games are out here charging $15 fucking for an absolute masterpiece. That's one night of takeout. You've got yourselves hundreds of hours of entertainment, no season passes, no microtransactions, just the game. Now there's one thing I don't see many people talking about on the internet, which is something I do want to get out there. VR games. These games are very simple most of the time, but they're very, very beautiful when you start looking at it, that people pour their heart and soul into these VR projects and really want people to have the optimal experience. VR indie games are absolutely amazing. These people are just loving the world of VR and want to become a big name. And here's the most beautiful thing. Beat Saber, Ancient Dungeon, Into the Radius VR, Superhot VR, Gorn, Vito, Blades and Sorcery, Pavlov, Vertigo, Pistol Whip. The odds that you heard of these games are pretty big if you have a VR headset or if you're interested in VR. And here's the beautiful thing of it. These are all indie games, but in the meantime, these experiences are amazing to experience in the virtual world. But they're all made by a couple of people, which is just insane. It just blows my mind how passionate these people are about their projects and never really asking too much about money. I Expect You to Die 1, 2, and 3 are made by just a couple of people. Holy shit! These games are pretty simple, don't get me wrong, but just the passion and the beautiful stuff in the game just makes it way more fun to play when you see how much love and soul was poured into the game. And it's also just beautiful to see that on their website you can now see that they went from such simple games to be making the Among Us VR game, which is just a massive project for them. And I just can't believe that just such a small company can become so big. We keep good company, that's literally their motto. That's just amazing. It's beautiful. This is what I love to see in the video game world, and sadly something we don't see that often anymore. But let's be fair for a second. Not every AAA company is out here ruining gaming. I'm shitting on a lot of them, but PlayStation is still making pretty big bangers. They make long-form content and long-form stories. They're good games. But there's just one company that absolutely cooks with the AAAs. Nintendo's holding it down, baby. They've proven you can be a giant studio and still give a damn about your players. Yeah, sometimes they might go off the rails a little bit, but they're still trying their best. Breath of the Wild. This wasn't just a game, it was a whole ass revolution. It redefined what open world could be. And Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it's still one of the most fun multiplayer experiences ever. And we can't forget about Animal Crossing New Horizons, the game that got us through some dark times. Nintendo gets it, they focus on making games fun, not just profitable. But most AAA companies, they're all about the cash grab. They spend millions on flashy trailers and celebrity endorsements, but the actual game, it's half-baked. Indie games though, they let the game speak for itself. No Hollywood budgets, no overblown market, just a raw, unfiltered talent. Games like Hades are masterpieces because these devs cared about every single detail, from the story to the gameplay to the music, and you can feel that care when you play. Here's another thing. Time. Indie games respect it. They're not out here padding their runtime with pointless fetch quests or grinding mechanics just to say this game is 100 hours long. Games like Journey or To the Moon are short but unforgettable. They tell their story, make their point, and leave you with something to think about. AAA games though, they act like longer is always better. Let me tell you one thing, that's absolutely not correct. Indie games are so incredible at building communities. They don't want a player base, they want a fan base. They don't just make fans, they make fans for life. Look at Among Us. That game went from being an obscure little project to a worldwide phenomenon. All because it brought people together in the dumbest, most entertaining way possible. Or Hollow Knight. People are still theorizing about its lore, making fan art and hyping up Silksong like it's the second coming of fucking Christ. AAA games try to force communities with leaderboards and clans, but it feels fake. Indies, they build communities naturally, because people actually care about the game. So at the end of the day, indie games are the heart and soul of gaming. They're proving that you don't need billions of dollars or a Hollywood star to make something amazing. All you need is passion and creativity, and a willingness to take risks. Meanwhile, AAA games are stuck in their loop, churning out the same recycled garbage and wondering why people are moving on. Until they figure that out, I'll be over here playing games that actually make me feel something. Indie games aren't just underdogs, they're the future of gaming. Hey, can we just talk about Cuphead real quick? All this shit was hand-drawn, and all they're doing is charging you $20 fucking for the game. This is gaming right here. Pure soul, my god, this is good.